Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Gardner White. You'll overpay anywhere else. And by Jaguar. As always, another big week for John Beilein and the Wolverines. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. Michigan had a home game against Rutgers at Chrysler Center Sunday afternoon, and then the redemption game against Purdue and West Lafayette against truly one of the best teams in America. But the big news was in Ann Arbor over the weekend when almost 100 Michigan basketball alumni came back to celebrate what they used to have and what they currently have. For some, the message was about basketball. For others, it was more impactful. It was a message about life. Our Leaders in Best series is brought to you by Gardner White Furniture. Here's Ed Kingerski.
Old friends reuniting at Chrysler Center. Alumni Weekend is an annual event, a timeless feeling as players from the past reconnect.
It's unbelievable. I mean, every time I come back and have opportunity, number one, just to be in Chrysler Arena, it's brings back a lot of memories.
This is great. I think it's great for the program. I love what Coach Beilein does, and coming back, seeing all your friends and reminiscing about the things you used to do is just great.
Time begets perspective. Looking back, the players talked about what it meant to be part of this Michigan basketball family and the Wolverine family as a whole.
I think as you grow older and you reflect back on your life, I think everybody realizes how much work it took as a young person to get to this level.
It's very touching. It makes you appreciate everything even more, and then when you see how it continues to keep growing, it makes you even more. You want to be back here, and you want to be back here full time.
I have a lot of really fond memories playing basketball, but I think my favorite memories were all of the Michigan experiences outside of basketball.
Rice's visit included a moment with Caitlin Flaherty. The sharpshooter and women's all-time leading scorer recently passed Rice's point total to become the most prolific scorer in Michigan basketball history.
It's incredible. Just to be able to do this at such a prestigious university means the world to me. And just to do it in the matter of fashion that we're doing it this year. The team's doing really well, and I'm really happy and proud of them. But I mean, to be standing side by side with one of the best basketball players ever to play here is just incredible.
She almost seems embarrassed by the attention.
Yeah, that's not her personality. She likes to defer. She would rather somebody else get all the attention. She would rather somebody else go out there. But she's worked so hard. She's so deserving to be recognized in this way. And I'm just a proud coach.
At halftime, the 1967-68 team was honored. It played the first game at Chrysler against Kentucky 50 years ago. Their leader, Hamtramck native Rudy Tomjanovich, who went on to a successful NBA career as a player and coach. After the game, Rudy T and some of the alums had an opportunity to address the club.
I was happy to play here because it was the house that Cassie Russell built, and Cassie was the reason I came to Michigan.
But I'll talk to you guys real quick about it. Just make good decisions. You know, remember, people are going to come into your life for 4 reasons: to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Stay together and just choose wisely. Work as hard as you can, do your best, and your goals will come true.
Before departing, the ex-players talked about Coach Beilein and the direction he's taken the program, a program they still feel connected to. McCormick was on the search committee that hired Coach B.
I remember the conversations about finding somebody that upholds Michigan's traditions of academic excellence and integrity. And I couldn't be more proud of John Beilein and our entire coaching staff.
I look at the job that Beilein's doing. I mean, it's incredible, man. He's completely made everything here. Everything here was good, but he's taking it to another level. I mean, the guys that he keep bringing in year and year out is guys that you want representing Michigan.
I like his system, and I like the man he is. He's a great man.
Knowing the kind of player you were, I have to ask, how much would you have liked to play for Coach Beilein?
I would have loved it. I would have averaged some good numbers for Coach Beilein. You know, the game has changed. Guys are faster. They like to shoot, and that's the kind of game I play.
For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Ed Kingerski.
The week started on a Sunday afternoon against a long and defensive-minded Rutgers team. We'll recap the win over the Scarlet Knights after this.
Defense is our offense. When we're running, right, we're the best. We had the #1 offensive transition in the league. Why? Because you guarded when you guarded people. We could not get it going against Nebraska the other day because we couldn't run. We couldn't run because we were taking the ball out of bounds all night because they were scoring. Our defense is our offense. You got to play that with passion. It's the unremarkable things that make you a remarkable team, right? Am I in a gap? Am I calling out a screen? Am I diving on the loose ball? Stuff that doesn't show it up in the stats. Am I taking a charge? It's those simplistic things that allow you to be great. And we got to do that tonight.
They're looking for Teske inside. Robinson will stroke a three and nail it from the right lane. Here comes Rockmont quickly left to right. A spot up three for Robinson. Got it! A 2-3 zone implemented by Rutgers. Robinson tries to beat it with a long three and knocks it through. Duncan Robinson has been Michigan's best player so far.
Good pass from my teammates, found me in good situations, just try to be aggressive with my shot making and taking.
When he can make shots, we just feel like we unstoppable, you know. He's like, I tell him every day, he's the best shooter in the country, and he got to believe it. So once he see those shots going in, it's a confidence booster for him, and the team, we get a lot of energy off of that.
Him dialed in, him hitting shots, he's more engaged. He's always been a leader, whether he's hitting shots or not, but when he's hitting shots, he's more engaged, which is good. And we need out of him. And Duncan can shoot the ball really well, so for any team that's looking at the percentages of the shots, I feel bad if they look at that and say he can't shoot, because we want him to shoot every single time he gets it almost.
Another opportunity, you know, one of my last ones here in Chrysler, so just trying to bring it every time I step on the floor. Intensity on both ends of the floor, and you know, it's easy to do when I got the support of my teammates.
Left wing for Simpson. 7 to shoot, bounce pass for Wagner, takes it inside and laid it home. To Simpson at the top of the arc, 9 to shoot, a dribble drive with a left-hand scoop. Xavier Simpson getting layup after layup. Simpson grabs it, so 3-on-2 for Michigan, right to left, middle to floor, Simpson, bounce pass left side, Matthews lays it up and in.
This is not a school just where one guy's going to dominate the ball or one guy's going to get all the shots. So, you know, we really believe the next best man is the open man. So we're going to move the ball and continue to play through one another.
Coach B mentioned that we're going through like an NBA schedule with so much games in the past week, and I think it's just laying on us heavy mentally. And we just got to fight through it like we did today, and we're glad to come out with a victory.
Really proud of you guys after that game, right? That is, I counted up 8 games in 20 days. Right, we haven't had time to get better. You look very tired, but you gutted it through. I have watched a team that was tired after a plane crash win 4 games in 4 days. Don't talk to me about tired, right? You push through when you have to push through, and you can't even give into that. So we'll grow from the film. We'll grow everything from this 6-2 week. If we looked at the schedule ahead of time and we said, listen, we're going to be 6-2 at the end, we'll take it every time, right? We'll take it every time. So I'm just proud of the way you pushed through.
You're looking for a bounce-back win after a 20-point loss at Nebraska. How did your team respond the way you thought it might?
Well, I felt we could be sluggish because it was another quick turnaround with a 3:30 a.m. arrival and your turnaround and plane. So it was one of those gut-through games. You just know you got to get through it. And it's important that our kids just responded. We tried to stay very positive with them even after the game, because it certainly wasn't a game of beauty. At the same time, we got it done, and we did it with our defense.
Coach, it can be difficult for a senior who's expecting a big year to suddenly have that sudden change during a season, and instead of starting like Duncan Robinson had, come off the bench. Isaiah Livers gets in foul trouble, and Duncan Robinson responds with some big threes to keep you in the first half.
It's, you know, we just, in the last week, we've tried to meet with Duncan. We've tried to say to him, listen, this is good. How'd you feel at the end of last year? Were you a big part of this team when you were coming back for DJ? But he's not a four-man, but he's filling in. And so he's got to fill in and do what he can do. And he's improved so much defensively, and we're finding new ways to help him there. But he had to be a good soldier and just do this, and he did. So I'm so happy for him today. I wish that last 3 had gone in, and he would have been 5 for 9, and then he's back.
In addition to that, you had a very special couple of days here with some alumni. Yep. Almost 100 Michigan basketball alumni coming back. Why is that important to your program in this school, do you think?
Well, one thing I sensed when I came here is that there had been not the basketball programs, I didn't feel were as connected as the football programs. But remember, the football programs had some continuity in coaching, where we didn't have that continuity. And as a result, we looked at all these guys, and we said, okay, this is one thing we're going to do. We're going to bring everybody together and try to – I think Tommy Amaker started it, did a great job with these alumni games, and then gradually we've tried to build this thing up. But when you got Rudy T coming from California just to come back and be at Michigan again, we had Jalen Rose come in, right? We had some great people come in. Glenn Rice came in. And not to, he's scouting for the Miami Heat. He couldn't talk with the players because he's with the Heat, but he was at the game, so he could be there. Great. Maceo Boston came in. We had somebody from every decade, and we had over 100 people last night at a nice little social hour. Gave us great time to just chat with them.
The significance of the bow tie for you and your staff.
Yeah. So Team Impact is really a tremendous organization that puts some children with disabilities and puts them with college teams. And we were asked if we were doing that. Football has a young man. Soccer has a young man. And we were given this gift, right, of Jude Stamper. He came to us. He cannot move his joints. He's wheelchaired, in a wheelchair for probably the remainder of his life. And this kid smiles every day, and he likes to wear bow ties. So we said, let's just feature him one day. And I know his parents appreciated it. It's a very different look for me, certainly. But if we can make that kid smile all day long, then it's worth it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, man.
Settle things down, shovel it to Poole. Jumps into a triple try. Good! Jordan Poole with 5 points in his first minute of play for Carson Edwards. Leans into a triple and it's good. Goes to Wagner, right back to Rockmont. Deep three on the way, splash! 6 to shoot, now frees up, leans into a triple. Oh, come on! A deep three, and Matthias can't believe it. Rockmont with 18, Michigan up 2.
I just got it going early. Got a couple easy shots, and then I just felt confident shooting the ball, and his shots were falling.
To Rockmont, left corner 3, teardrop falls! He's having a magical night in West Lafayette. 21 for Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahkman.
A way to respond. He's a great leader, and very proud of him the way he led us today, and I would be more happy if we won.
For Vince Edwards, quickly inside. Haas hits the right-handed hook and foul by Boston. That'll do it. It's going to be a final of 92-88 Purdue.
What did your team show you tonight?
Showed a lot of fight. They're a tough team coming in here. They're ranked top 5 in the country, and we knew it was going to be tough, and it just showed how gritty we are and how much we fighting to the end.
What a ball game. Very entertaining for fans,
right.
And I'm sure as a coach, it's not exactly what you want, but it was a lot of fun to watch.
They're a great team, as you can see. I mean, can you imagine we tried to take away their 3 ball, and we couldn't do it. And we basically played. Going into this game, we said, Haas gets 56 points. Right, we're only going to let them get 60. Right, we're not going to let them have any 3-point shots because they have such great shooters. We couldn't stop it. We couldn't stop them. We couldn't stop the combination of it. That's on us. That's on our staff. That's on our players. At the same time, offensively, I love what we did today. Right, they're a great defensive team. We got 80-some points on them. But man, we had some turnovers that are just unexplainable, and that's a big reason why you lose games, when you have turnovers that don't make sense.
Coach, the 88 points, the most Purdue's allowed this year. What were you doing offensively that pleased you most?
Well, we were driving the ball hard to the basket. We went away from some traditional stuff that we play against them, just to try and get our kids more downhill. We didn't know if they were going to switch screens or they were going to ice screens and force it down. So we went with an offense that you can't do either, so that's what we just practiced.
Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahkman kept you in the second half. He had a career high in points. He was really strong, wasn't he?
He had to be strong, Matt. He's a better player than he's been playing, and we challenged him to do that. He's a really good basketball player. He's been starting for 4 years here. It's time right now, like Derek Walton, it's time that you got to start taking this team on your back, and he did a great job today. And those are expectations for our seniors, that this time that they're not deferring, they're aggressive, they're not doubting themselves, they're playing with great confidence.
Did you learn anything more about your team that you can use moving forward?
Well, I'm hoping that we're growing in steps. I'm hoping right now that growth continues. I just don't like it when we make the similar mistakes that cost us at Ohio State earlier this year. It bothers me when we make similar mistakes, but I can't fault our team's effort, Matt. It was tremendous.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
It's now time for our Al Rose Steel Ironman of the Week. Here's Ed Kongursky.
Duncan Robinson joining us, 4 of 8 from three-pointers in the victory over Rutgers on Sunday. Duncan, talk about finding the groove, finding the rhythm from long range and what it does for the team.
Just trying to be aggressive, and when I come off the bench, and credit to my teammates that found me in some really good positions, and yeah, just trying to fill that role and doing whatever it takes to help this team win. So many people look at you as a three-point shooter, but you've told me before how you want to do whatever you can to help this team win. Talk more about that. Just as a senior, this being my last go-round, I want to leave a lasting impression, legacy, something that's way bigger than myself, and that's winning games. So, whatever the team asks of me, I'm more than willing to do, and I'm going to embrace it fully. As a senior, you have unique perspective on this team. Tell me what you've seen in the weeks and months that have passed to this point. I've seen a lot of growth, first and foremost, and I see this kind of continued upward trajectory. I think we've had some successes, and I think we've learned how and how not to handle success and prosperity. But on top of that, when we've had letdowns, I think we've really responded. So I think that resiliency is key, and hopefully we just continue to grow on both ends of the floor and grow together as well. Time goes so fast. You were a young guy not that long ago. Tell me the persona, the energy, whatever it is these guys have brought to the program this year. The young guys have been great. I think that... And you're smiling as you say that. I can tell it is very infectious. Yeah, there's just kind of this refreshed, almost like personality that they bring every single day. And, it's great for me because I feel like I can really lead and help them along. And they're eager to be taught as well, which I think is huge. And they're not stubborn like they know everything. And on top of that, they're super talented. And they've really helped us, that young core. So they're going to only continue to grow. And I know for a fact their best days are in front of them.
The women's story is next, and their arch rival goes down hard at Chrysler Arena. The happy details after this.
Most important game is tonight's game. So you got to make that the most important game. They're going to take charges. They're going to be on the ground. We got to get loose balls. We got to win the charge battle. We got to win this on our home court. So we got to go out there and have a toughness and an effort to us like never before. Be locked in, be confident, and handle their toughness. Handle their toughness, handle their toughness. You show them what tough is.
The Spartans scored first. Then Michigan went on a 10-0 run and never looked back.
Here's Flaherty firing right wing three through. Here's Haley Brown, open left wing three. There it is. Here's Munger, open three, yes. Lead for Flaherty, wide open three over Holly. From deep is good.
Senior Caitlin Flaherty led all scorers with 26 points, which is the Wolverines' margin of victory over the Spartans. The most lopsided victory for Michigan in the history of the series.
Your final from Ann Arbor, Michigan 74 and Michigan State 48.
We were focused. We were locked in. It didn't matter who was available to play on their team tonight. It was about Michigan basketball, and it was about our team being locked in and focused and playing the best that we could as a team.
Tonight was one of the best nights of my life. I love beating Michigan State. It's been better than beating anybody else in this world.
Once you step foot on that court and you see how chippy it is and how much it means to the players around you, especially the seniors, when you come in, they tell you about it. And then after playing them for a few years, it's just a different feeling. I mean, we prepare the same for every single team, but once you step out on that floor, it's definitely a different feeling.
The Wolverines come in at number 16 in this week's Associated Press poll, the highest ranking since 2001, when the team was ranked 12th. But that doesn't mean the Wolverines are taking their foot off the gas pedal. The team has a huge chip on its shoulder since being snubbed by the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee last spring.
Our team is on a mission to make sure that we don't leave an ounce of doubt in the committee's mind this season. And that is led by Jillian Dunstan, Caitlin Flaherty, Hallie Thome, Nicole Munger, our upperclassmen. Sam Trammell have a pit in their stomach that will never go away because the kids that graduated last year, Danielle Williams, Sierra Thompson, didn't get to experience it. Michigan women's basketball didn't get to experience it. So we're not worried about the rankings. We're worried about the next game. And that's our focus, getting ready for the next opponent and being the best Michigan basketball team that we can be.
The Wolverines have won 5 straight and play at Northwestern this afternoon in Evanston before returning home to Chrysler on Thursday for Purdue. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. For Matt Shepard, I'm Sarah Van Meter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.